Arsenal Fan TV, Mo. First of all, Claude said he wasn't talking about you the other day, see?
Yeah, look. I'm gonna nip this one in the bud because obviously everyone, or whoever's watching, is probably interested in what I'm gonna say. I spoke to Claude before doing this interview. Arsenal Fan TV, in my opinion, is about football. It's about the rivalry of football. It's about having a bit of a laugh with, at the expense of other teams and supporting your own team. What it's not about is petty arguments between different people that appear on Arsenal Fan TV. So I've said whatever I wanted to Claude privately. There's absolutely no hard feelings on my part, so I don't really want to elaborate on that too much. The only thing I would say is that, Shukran alhamdulillah, I've got a lovely life. I've got a great life. Whatever you say to me on Twitter or whatever it is not going to get through to me. I'm not going to be affected by it. Listen, I'm very happy with my life, and a few Twitter comments or a few opinions from a few people get irrelevant to me. So keep trying, but I will do what I want to do ultimately. So, it's wasted energy.
I was going to ask you about them half and half scarves. But I think
I will talk about that. I will talk
half
about
and
that.
half scarves I saw today with Jose
God.
Mourinho on at Manchester United. Come on, United fans. Come on.
No,
that was a lack of class. That was terrible.
All I can say is keep it up because if there was any proof that they were an ex-great club, I said,
I couldn't believe what I saw.
I did say to you when we were at Old Trafford last year, knocking them out of the FA Cup, that it's almost like the menopause with United. When a woman goes through the menopause, you have to be a little bit sort of like careful about how, the things you do around her, and it's a tough time for her. She doesn't know what's going on. And with United now, I'm serious, with United, they don't know what is going on. There's some changes occurring, and it's a bit confusing. Emotionally, they're not the same, and it's just a very, very tough time for them. So I have said to people, you have to tread carefully around your United friends. And this is just a manifestation of that. They're making scarves with their logo and the manager of a waste product of one of their rival teams. It's so bizarre, but as I said, you have to be slightly sensitive and empathetic about United because they're going through some very weird times, very weird changes. So
good times today. Back at I say back, but at the top of the league, it might just be for a day.
Yeah.
But it was very important to get a win tonight.
It was, yeah. I thought Arsenal were a bit of like a Formula One car today. For the first 20 minutes, we were just there, warming up. It was like someone just turned the engine on and we're just, all right, fine, we'll drive it in a second. And then when we did decide to drive it, Mesut Ozil took the driver's seat and he was absolutely phenomenal today. Hugely, hugely important to get the win because for all of the negativity after Southampton, the gentleman before me said that, the good thing about the Christmas period is that the games come thick and fast. And we had a chance not to fester in that negativity and put a win on the board to get out of that.
Is it the frustrating thing, though, with Arsenal, that some of the work rate... So I'm almost sure that both goals today came from us forcing mistakes, closing down and forcing mistakes on them, winning it back and then going on to score. I didn't see any of that the other night. Is that the frustrating thing? Because... they had the incentive the other night as well at the top of the league. They could be now about 4 points clear.
Yeah, the frustrating things for me, and a lot of people have said this, and I actually agree with them. I'm not one that's Arsenal out or Arsenal in or whatever. I just try and look at all of his qualities and all of his negatives. But one of the negatives of Arsene Wenger teams is that they always do seem to have that car crash performance in them. And you never know when it's going to happen. But... there's many other teams where they don't ever lose by that margin. We should have gone and played Southampton. If we're going to lose 2-1 or 1-0 and put in an effort. But I don't know what went on with that 4-0. So really, I don't want to kind of labour on that point too much because it's just the unknown. I have no idea why or how that happened. All I want to talk about now is let's just look forward because we've come in here, we've put it right. And however bad the performance is and however much you lose, my biggest fear is always, is this going to have an impact? Is this going to have more of a mental impact other than just the 3 points? Because whether you lose 4-0 or 1-0, you're going to lose 3 points, and that's what we lost the other day. The good thing is that we did show that there hasn't been an impact. We haven't knocked our confidence, and we've come out here and we've done the business. We're sitting top of the league going into the new year, and Happy New Year, everyone. And I just hope that we can continue it, and there's no reason why not.
If this Christmas period ends up, so the final game of the Christmas period is next week. Yeah. So if out of a possible 12, we've got 9, would that have been a good Christmas period?
I would have wanted more from it, in all honesty. I looked at it at the start and said I want 10.
Yeah, but realistically, you look on it, would you say 9 out of a possible 12 over the Christmas period, would that be positive for you?
Yeah, it's acceptable, definitely. It's it could be a hell of a lot worse, put it that way. And also, a lot of it, when you're going for a title run, and it's not solely about what you do. I mean, of course it is if you're winning every game, but other teams will drop points. And if you're matching them and slightly beating them, then that's the way to go and win the league. You have to make sure that you're staying ahead of your competitors. Less romantic, you're playing each other. When you look at it in the whole context, I think you will say there's not many other teams that would have got more than 9 points, and our rivals haven't. So, yeah, overall, it will be decent. It will be a decent return from a very, very tough Christmas period. And let's not forget that we are without a number of important players. So there's Alexis, there's Santi Cazorla, there's Coquelin, exactly. Thank you.
Wilshere.
Yeah,
Wilshere.
Yeah,
there's loads.
There's a lot. There's a lot of players that are out. And this Christmas period stretches a lot of squads, and this is a squad that's already being stretched. So overall, in context, you take a bigger view and you say, yeah, it's not a bad return. Simple as that. Finally, Peter Cech, congratulations. He's taken a record today. And you know what? I just seriously, what a signing he's been. Not just because he's done the record and everything. He's had 2 bad games this year. One we lost 2-0 last time, and we lost 4-0. Other than that, he's just been an absolutely brilliant signing. And for me, he is the best keeper in the league. You don't often see replays of Peter Cech pulling off amazing world-class saves. So the one that comes to mind is Coutinho against Liverpool when he tipped that onto the post. But you don't often see those replays, and that's because the man's always in the right place at the right time, where he doesn't need to pull off these wonderful saves. So a lot of people don't see the flashy stuff and don't think he's the best keeper in the league. But for me, going back to the old school type of keepers like David Seaman, who very rarely, you look at his distinguished career, and the one that comes to mind is against Pesca Cerrillo in the Sheffield United Cup semi-final. Amazing save. But David Seaman didn't do that very often, and nor does Peter Cech, and that's because they're always in the right place in the right time. We can go and win the league, and if we do go and win the league, one thing we can be sure of, we wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for Peter Cech.
The last time I spoke to you about him, I called him the German Messi, and I think, to be honest, I've looked at that and that was a bit stupid. Messi is the Argentinian Ozil. Okay, let's just get that straight.